I'm hoping it'll work, but I just downloaded a new update. Anyway, so hi.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'm ready when you guys are. I haven't reviewed, but that's okay.
Okay, so
Sam.
first, I wanted to just tell everyone that we're learning about his culture and his people, and uh, this is something they wanted to do. And Sam picked out the questions he wanted on the video. Okay, can you hear the people talking outside the door?
I heard that a little bit, but it's not bad. It's okay.
Okay, I was hoping with this you wouldn't hear them. Okay, well, I'm gonna go under. I'm a little nervous, so now I have to do my breathing exercises, so it might take a little bit longer.
That's okay.
I haven't. This is much better.
Ah,
It's less evasive.
hi, Sam.
Hello.
You are quiet. How you doing?
I'm rather well, very excited, a little nervous, only because I'm afraid of what people might think of my people.
No way. No, we're going to find some commonalities and some differences, and we're just going to find it all interesting.
All right?
We're going to all, both teams, not judge. We're going to be open. That's my
Good,
intention.
good, good.
Okay, so these are questions. I haven't even reviewed them yet because the list was so long. I let you and Heather go through them. So you've reviewed them, but not me. So these are a surprise for me. So you ready to get started?
I'm very excited.
Okay, here we go with the first one. And I don't know who these are from, so hopefully they will recognize their question and get a little thrill from that. Okay, the first one is, why are you on Earth and what is your people's purpose here?
It is to, well, one, our people don't have a grand mission to help humanity. Originally, that wasn't our plan. Our original plan was to just come to Earth to stop, rest, repair our spacecrafts when needed. And we've been coming here far longer than humans have had civilization. And we have made contact with previous, earlier civilizations that have been wiped out or whatnot. And it's all part of a cycle. We try not to intervene in any of that. We try to keep our distance as much as we can. However, things have changed since currently your world has gotten much more advanced. We found it much more difficult to keep quiet and out of the way. And really that's just all the reason why we're here on Earth. It's where it's at is perfectly located in an area where there's not other planets for my people to be able to go to that is
Okay.
habitable for us. And this is it's in the middle of nowhere. And what Heather likes to call it is a gas station in space. It's really
Right.
what this place is just a gas station for us.
And some of you just made it your home and decided to stick around.
Yes.
Have you lived here forever? Your whole
I've
life?
my whole life, yes. I have not been on I have been on other planets for a short period of time for work, but I have not lived on other planets.
Okay. Okay. Ooh. Well, here's another question. Where are you from and where is your planet located? I know you're from here, but you know what I mean.
Right. Originally, my people came from a planet that is I've spoke with my people what I'm allowed to say. We don't
Okay.
like to give away our where we're from. Uh,
Right.
it, there's a binary star that is near Arcturus that your scientists do not believe is actually there because you cannot pick up on it on your telescopes. But there is a binary star, it's much smaller, and that is where our planet is. So the star Arcturus is very important to us because that's what helps uh, us get home.
Okay. Oh, so it helps you navigate
Yes.
then. Oh. Okay. And are you in contact with our United States military and why?
Yes, and only because you have advanced so quickly, it was becoming harder to stay away from you. You started to build a military base right where we're living, and
Oops.
it's nobody's fault. That's just part of the overall plan. And we decided we didn't want any tension
Hmm.
between my people and yours, so we decided to make contact. And we were in need of supplies and resources because you were using the same resources, and we didn't want to feel as though we're invading or intruding on your planet. So we offered a deal with the government that we would uh, trade them technology information, but it can't be used for war.
Good boy.
And in exchange, they would give us food, shelter, basic needs like that.
Okay. Do you have any hints on that technology? That's my question.
No, that is top secret. That is
Okay.
something that I'm not allowed to talk about.
Okay. Um, I wanted to ask you this from the last time we spoke, and I wish I had then, but I'm going to try to sneak it in right now. You said that our government is aware of you're aware of 5 others species on this planet. What
Yes.
are can you tell what the other two are that the government knows about, or the other one, or whatever it was?
I know one of them are the Greys, and they're the
Okay.
ones that we do not like, that they've made their own deal with that we wish they didn't. And and the others is a type of Nordic, you call them Nordics.
Okay.
The
I
rest of
know.
them, the government is aware
Uh,
that they're here, but they don't have any type of trades with them or anything like
okay.
that.
Interesting. I love this stuff. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next question. Do you guys fight and have arguments, and do you get violent?
We can become violent when provoked, but not among our own kind. It's very rare that one of us will fight with each other, and it's
Hmm.
usually over very quickly. It's not violent, it's more of maybe we'll just exclaim something,
Okay.
yell, and then that's the end of it.
Okay. A flared temper. I get one of those one time. Sometimes I get a little screamy.
And it's highly rare. It never happens, almost never happens.
Okay. Okay. And do you have laws or any kind of court type of system, or do you have punishments for breaking laws?
Not really punishments because our people aren't like humans, and we don't call them laws. It's more of general guidelines.
Okay.
And and everyone follows them. We're very strict on following rules. And we're not like humans where we break them because we want to. We don't have that saying rules were meant to be broken. They're not meant to be broken. They're rules for a reason. We're not unfair. It's everyone lives peacefully among each other. We have no jail system like you do.
Okay. I'm a bit of a rule breaker, but my rules are really little. They're cute rules. Okay. Next question is, when you take a mate, do you have a ceremony? Do you mate for life, or do you have sex with others? Do you have sex is it fun? Do you have sex for fun like us?
I'm asking permission for something. Yes, we have sex, but it's not very much for fun. It's very rare if some of us do. We need to heal that part of ourselves that we're working on. that's something that we envy a bit about humans, is that they're able to engage sexually in a very fun way, and but however you do abuse it, and we notice that as well. Both of us are complete opposites when it comes to that, and both of us need to find that healthy middle ground.
Yeah.
Um, when we pick a mate,
That's funny.
I call my wife, not my mate. We do have a ceremony. It's very private, and it's only the direct immediate family. And then after that, there's a private ceremony between the wife, the husband, and what would be the proper word? Not a preacher, but a type of a spiritual leader.
Okay. Yes.
Um, and then after that, it's over. That's it. That's. Did you want more detail about our ceremonies, or?
I don't know. I've heard about some of your wedding. Sounded sounded pretty cool. Wish I was there. Let's see. Well, how about, I'm going to ask again verbatim. Do you mate for life?
Yes. Oh, yes, I forgot about that part. It is for life. It's different than humans. We don't have divorce. That is unheard of. Once you marry somebody, it's you never fall out of love with that person. It's not possible. We have a coin term I'll take from Heather is that we imprint on the person, and we do have a choice when we first meet them whether or not we want to imprint on this individual, but the feeling is already there and it's very strong and it's magnetic and it pulls us towards the person. Once we become married, become one, it's impossible to break that bond.
Mm.
And especially once we have sex, it's a done deal. We receive each other's memories, each other's feelings. We're connected telepathically at all times. Um, it's a true gift, and it's something that humans don't have that we do. So it's easy for me to understand why you have divorce because you don't have this deep connection like we do.
Yeah, I had to laugh at myself a little bit because when I was talking to Avery, Heather brought Avery yesterday, so I got to meet him and I really enjoyed that. But I was talking to him about expectations, and I was really thinking about how human women just could just get swoony and fall in love and expect this lifetime thing. That was my thought. But he said, well, we understand about the divorce rate. And I just never really, it never occurred to me till yesterday. I had like an expansion moment that we really are not very monogamous people. we, I guess I've just been socialized and programmed my whole life to think that we are, but we're just not.
No, you're not. And humans have, a long time in your history, have rarely stick to monogamy. Most of the time, you have been uh, polygamy has been the main thing. And I feel it's quite funny that it feels as though you are fighting your true nature. Some people are truly monogamous, and
Mm-hmm.
that's great for them, but not
Mm-hmm.
everyone within your species is the same.
I think we're really, I think you're right that we're fighting it. I mean, like I said yesterday, it was like a whole new awareness and understanding of our race. And we just are taught to, you get married and you stay married forever and divorce is bad, you're a failure. But that's not true. We can have, more than one love. That's how our species is. So if anybody's having guilt out there that's human, lighten up. Okay, moving on. Okay, since Sam has been able to observe us humans, is his family structure even remotely like ours?
Yes, very much so. I have a mother and a father. They're not here anymore, but I had them. And
Yes.
I have a sister, and I have two nieces. Um, I have my wife, and I have a child. Um, it's very much the same. We would
Let
die
me
for our
talk.
family.
Oh, Let me to ask about how you raise them then, because that your children, it might be a little bit different. Is it more of a community thing than ours is, or not necessarily?
Our women live to become mothers. That's their
Yes.
entire life purpose. And it's not, and I don't want to make human women to feel as though that's I'm being sexist. It's just how our people are. They're different than
Hmm.
humans.
Okay.
And our women do have jobs as well and careers. They're very successful at what they do. But the main goal for every woman is to become a mother because we're still trying to repopulate ourselves. And it's, I've lost my train of thought. That's odd.
Well, let me put in. We were talking about raising kids in a community as opposed to
That's right. I was going to lead into that.
nuclear. Okay, sorry.
We do operate more as a community. Everyone's much more accepting of children. I've noticed in your human world that you're not so accepting of, say, when a child is throwing a tantrum on the floor. Everyone judges the mother. Everyone looks at the mother or the father as their failure. Children do that. Our children do that. We're much more accommodating to children. We live, our entire community is based around our children. Everything is about their future. And humans are very selfish. I don't mean to burst any bubbles, but you are very selfish and you think of just yourselves. And you don't care about what happens to your children. And you can see that in the way that there's some children that are growing up without food or water or love or proper homes. And you don't care about them. You don't care that they don't have a doctor to go to. You blame the parents instead, but it's not the parents' fault. It's your society's fault. And by proxy, your fault. You need to take care of your people and your children. It doesn't matter if it's not your own. You're all part of one together.
Yes, I believe that that most of us would wish it were that way, and that a lot of the reason is that we feel powerless or we have our own causes. That one is just too painful for me. I have my own, and I fight for the one I'm in. But don't make those blanket statements because we're not all like that. We love our
I
little
know.
people too, and we're evolving.
And my actions and my words I choose will show my pride. We're very prideful people.
Okay. Okay. Um, how? Oh, I like this one. How long is your infancy, and when are you when you're completely dependent on parents? How long does that last until they get shipped off? Just kidding.
About 30 to 40 years, human years. To us, that's nothing.
Wow.
It can last up to 50 years depending on the growth of the child.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering that too. That was a good question. And so that's about the same time then, like a ballpark then is how
Yes.
long they stay in the nuclear families, and then,
Um,
or do
well,
you
for
guys?
infancy and
Oh, okay.
uh, but we develop our maturity is
Uh-huh.
much different. Our, say, our 2-year-olds are much more cognitive, much more intelligent rather than your
Okay.
2-year-olds. And I'm not saying that we're better, I'm just stating a
It's
fact.
just different. Yeah, I get it. Because I often feel like we're like, well, relatively speaking, humans are about as smart as amoebas, but it's relative, so I get it.
And once we hit that, we remain a child for another, and still dependent on our mothers and our fathers until around our human age of 12. And after
Okay.
that, they start to, around that age, and so do humans as well, they want to be more independent. They want to be more like adults, but without the full responsibility. So instead of us still treating them like a child, which is very frustrating for human teenagers, our teenagers are pushed to, I know we discussed this the other day, apprenticeships
Right.
is the word you use, and I liked that one.
Good
Um,
one.
they're done with basic schooling, is what we would call it, and they move on to trying out different careers, something they would feel drawn to, so that when they finally reach adulthood, which is around 18, 19, around the same time,
Hmm.
they can go ahead and start their careers right away.
Okay. And let me ask this. I'm just trying to like match it with my own society. How do your children, do they do a couple practice runs, or do they know where their calling is? Do they know what interests them, or do they, poke their toes in a few different things first?
No, they don't know their interests right away. Some of them might. Some of them will
Uh-huh,
just
right.
say, I know I came here to do this. But like
Right.
myself, I was very confused for a long time.
What was your first thought that you might like to do?
I thought I wanted to be a pilot,
Oh,
and then I thought I wanted to be a gardener for my people, and then I just like to explore.
right.
And that never quite left me. Usually you grow out of that when you're a child. Um, but it never did for me. So joining a specific branch of our military, we'll call it
Right.
that,
All
uh,
right.
where I was more of a protective guard, but the
Mm-hmm.
position I held allowed me to travel to different planets
Mm-hmm.
to help guard whomever for that time being that they needed to be protected. And then I'd come back to Earth, then I'd be free to explore around the desert on Earth
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
freely. I had a lot of free time.
How about now? How's your free time now? Are y'all Mr.
It's,
Busy?
yes, I'm very busy, but the position I have, I love it very much.
Oh, good. And I'm glad that you get to take breaks to come hang out with us.
Yes, it's part of my work. This is
Ah,
part
very
of,
good. This is my work too. It's nice when you have a position that you like. It doesn't feel like work. Okay. Ooh, I like this one too. This one's so interesting. What are your lifespans?
we live for 800 years, and
Wow.
um, some, maybe a bit shorter, 780 or something like that. But
Right.
the average age is 800.
That's crazy. It's crazy to little 80-year-old humans down here. Well, and then Heather says that you just keep getting taller and taller. You don't like cap out at
No,
your late teens.
we um, around our late teens, early 20s, we're around 6 foot, 6 foot two. And then after that, we just keep getting progressively taller. When we reach around 400 years old, we're around 8 or 9 feet.
Wow.
And then we continue to grow until eventually our bodies are too tall. We reach up to 11 feet, and our organs don't grow with our body. So we die from lack of function in our bodies,
Wow.
and our organs cannot sustain the body we have. So that's how we die.
And since you know that you die this way, does it? Well, that just sounds like it might hurt. Does it hurt, or is it just like slow and comfy?
I don't know. I haven't died yet.
I bet you have. This isn't our first round. That's funny. Well, can't your elders tell you if it hurts or not?
I would imagine it hurts the way
Oh
it looks.
gosh.
They can barely
Oh.
walk, and um, it's slow and it's painful. It looks painful. It's not something I'm looking forward to.
Ugh. All right, I'll send you some juju. Just kidding. I'll be long gone. Okay. Oh, and how is death viewed and handled in your culture?
We mourn, and we understand that there is something beyond this
Mm-hmm.
plane, but we still mourn the loss of somebody because that's still something that's sad. You
Yeah.
understand that there is life beyond here, and you believe in that strongly, as do we, but you still mourn the loss of a life.
Yeah.
And what we do, and I want to talk about how we perform our funerals because we do
Yes,
have
please.
ceremonies. Our
Okay.
people are encased in a clear type of plexiglass, and we believe that the higher up you are, the physically, I'm talking literally, the higher up you are, the easier it is for your soul to reach up higher to the other plane of existence. So we
Right.
want our people to be standing and not lying down like your people are. And we want to make them look as lifelike as possible because we believe that they're not truly dead. It's just their vessel that is. So we dress up their body to make them look alive. And then we bury them at the tops of the mountains
Oh.
because
And
that's the
it's,
highest you can go.
yeah. Wow. If I went up there, would I see some
No,
markings?
we're pretty good at hiding. And
Okay, because,
plus, we're burying in an area that is closed off to the public.
okay, interesting. And you guys have like a nice ceremony to
Yes, we
send
have
them
it.
off?
It's the whole community that joins. It's not just the family, it's everybody that comes because we're all one with each other. So
Yeah.
everyone mourns the loss. And we carry around these type of they're not candles. We don't call they're different, but it's the closest I can explain it is like
Okay.
candles.
Okay.
And it's a memorial service, and we all look at the body one last time when we say our goodbye. And then as a group, we all take the body to the mountain and bury.
Okay. And is it, and ours are usually very sorrowful, our ceremonies, but every once in a while there'll be a celebration. How is it for you guys? A little
Okay,
of both
so
or?
I have to reference back to the marriage of our people.
Okay.
When one married couple dies, the other one follows suit right
Right.
afterward. It's because you're connected more than just physically. It's spiritually and emotionally and
Mm.
mentally. And when you lose that other half of yourself, uh, it's very rare for our people to live through that kind of mourning because we're so sensitive. We could die very easily from depression. For
Mm.
humans, you can too, but it takes much longer. For us, it would take us only a couple of days. So we're very protective of ourselves. So when someone very close to us passes away, especially if it's a husband or wife, it can be deadly, and oftentimes it is.
Wow.
Um, so usually when the first partner dies, that's the one that we mourn over the most because we're not just mourning over the loss of this one. We're
Oh
mourning
gosh, that's
over
so sweet.
the loss of the other and also their pain that they're going through. And we all share it. And then slowly the other passes and it usually only takes a few weeks. And that one's more of a celebration because they're together now.
Oh gosh. Whew.
It's still a little sorrowful, but it's mostly happy.
Yeah. Oh god, that's such a bittersweet story. Wow. Mm. Okay. Uh-oh. Our current world is very capitalist, commerce and production based. What about yours? How does your economy
I'm going
affect?
to love this one.
Lay it on me. Your economy direct your lives? Go.
It doesn't. We don't have an economy.
Right.
And you could call us socialists or commies, if you will, but it works better for us. But however, we don't have money, so we're neither one of them. We don't have a use for that. We don't believe that people should be without their basic needs.
Yeah.
So everyone has shelter, everyone has clothing, everyone has food, everyone has the right to a doctor, everyone has just basic rights. And um, anything extra, it's you don't really pay for it, you exchange for it.
Okay.
Exchange a service. Um, for say you wanted to, sometimes we take vacations to other planets.
That's so
That's a
cool.
thing. And that's considered a luxury unless it's for you need to be there for family. Then it's not
Okay.
a luxury. We take family very seriously. So even if you need to take a day off from work to be with your wife or your sick child, you're not held against it.
Right.
Like in your workplaces where it's if you take too many days off for a sick child, you get in trouble. It's not like that.
Yeah.
Our family life is very seriously. And if it's something for luxury, it's more of you in exchange a service. What can you bring to us that would equal out? It's a bit different, but it's how we all live. We all share everything. There's no secrets among our people. Like with yours, your government keeps secrets from you, which we don't agree with.
Yeah.
There's no secrets among us. We're completely open.
I don't think you can. You keep secrets.
No, we cannot. So even
You're
if we could
forced into
try,
that.
it wouldn't work. It would not work.
Well, let me show a flip side of, because what you're saying, your society sounds, very nice, and it is. But from what in the other conversations we've had, it seems like the exchange might be that you guys are lacking in the creativity and the artistic things that we
Yes,
have.
the one thing that I consider good about the different economic systems that humans have is that you allow more room for creativity to grow and prosper. We do not have things like television shows. We do not have different types of clothing. It's very, well, we do, but it's not as highly creative as humans are. We don't have restaurants. Um, or we don't go see someone perform, and that's something that only humans have uniquely because of their economic system.
So it would seem to me, Sam, that you guys have the best of both worlds, because you get your peace, but you get to peek out and
Yeah, we get to be in the
appreciate
human
things.
world.
Right. There you
We do,
go.
and money is of no concern for us.
How come? It's just easy for you to get somehow with your.
Yes, it's very
All
easy.
right. All right, we'll talk about that later. I'm just kidding. Okay. Um, okay, I'm just going to read verbatim. Sam is like a soldier. What other employment is open to tall whites? Is it employment as we see it? I kind of talked about this already, or more communal?
It's more
Um,
communal, and it's not a job for money. It's, we call it a position that you take up, and everyone lives their passion if they can find it. And we don't work because we have no need for money. So people aren't working a job they hate because they need the money from it. Everyone's happy.
this question, well, labeled you as a soldier. To me, that, and I know that's not always true, but when I think of soldiers, I think of fighty. You're not fighty.
No, we're not
Can you?
fighting.
I don't. I know you can't tell secrets, but what is your position? Can you share that, or?
I am a captain, and that's what your United States generals call me as well, a captain. I oversee the entire fleet that is on Earth. So all the civilians, all our soldiers, I take care of them, and they're my responsibility. That is a big job. It's sort of like a general. And it's not the highest position, but it is pretty high up.
And what? Give me like one of your. Oh, this is the wrong word, but one of your chores. I'm sorry, one of your job thingies that
My
you have to
job
do.
tasks,
Thank you. Tasks, not chores.
I keep track of inventory. I make sure that all our needs are met. We have enough food, we have enough water, clothing. I oversee the trade with the United States General to make sure they're happy. In return, they're giving, what they promised us.
Right. Right.
I make sure that my people are safe. So whenever they want to go, say, into Vegas or any other town, or say the generals want them to work with some scientists, sometimes our scientists will work with your human scientists. I oversee that entire transition and make sure that my people are well taken care of and that they're comfortable. My job
Okay.
is first and foremost my people.
Are the humans that you work with in that situation, are they respectful? Are they fearful? Are they just friendly? What's it like, your interaction?
Mostly fearful, but we're learning to get past that. I've gotten a lot better. I don't develop very close relationships with them because they die a lot sooner than us.
Oh,
And
yes.
it's just easier not to. And also because it's purely business. Your human generals do not allow you to become close to us. You close yourselves off. We find it quite adorable because we know that humans are very emotional creatures. And you try to act very logical and unemotional and unattached. We know that's complete opposite, so we find it fun.
Who you calling on emotional? Just kidding. Okay. Um, Most of our Earth civilizations are concerned about achievement, such as earning money, getting good grades, winning competitions, etc. How does your society operate? Are you compensated or are you not for your efforts?
We are compensated, not with money, but through other means, positive reinforcement, good job, things like that. You get promotions at your position, and you're well respected within their community. We take social class and what's that phrase? The way that you're seen through the public eye, your image. We take that very seriously. And to have your image propped up and seen as someone important and respectable, that is the ultimate reward for us. And moving up in social class is the biggest reward for us as well.
Moving on up, Sam. You're
I
doing
am.
good.
I am. I am very well respected. I am very proud of that. However, I do disagree with our social classes because I don't believe we should have them because it kind of makes other people at the lower end feel unimportant. And the way our higher social class, the way they treat them is not so nice as well. They don't not really disrespect them, but they see them as less than. We do have some ego within our
Right.
people as well. We're not, and I find it funny because so many people are so used to communicating with beings that are in a higher dimension, and we're aware of them as well, but we're not like that. We're
Yeah, I'm still learning because for me, I just because I'm new at this, so I equate anything not human with spirit, and that's not necessarily the case because everybody's at different levels of evolution and all that stuff.
yeah. Just
So
think of us as one step up from humans. We're not quite at the highest level, if you want to call it that. I'm not sure
I
how you
know
would phrase it.
it's hard to just define it without being hierarchical, but that's how we that's how we understand things. It's through frames of reference. It's tricky. Okay. Oh, how does your education system work? How about higher or specialized education? Well, I guess we kind of talked about the apprenticeship.
Right.
Is there anything to elaborate on that, or
No,
Jack?
everyone, we have
Okay.
one teacher within our community. We call her the teacher. And because we don't have a lot of children, we only need that one
Right.
teacher. It's very hard for us to have children, and
Yeah.
it happens so far in between that the class is never full. And by the time they reach the human equivalent age of 12, I mean, there's one newborn that comes into the world.
Wow. I got to meet the teacher yesterday. That was neat because I'm a teacher, so I felt like we had a little camaraderie there.
She's very friendly with humans.
Oh, she was sweet. Whoa. Okay, my questions just went crazy. Um, okay. We touched on it. Let's go deeper. And this person wants to know what kind of creative ways that you do have to express yourself. And the examples she used, we have music and fashion and makeup and art. And what do you have any? Do you have any creative outlets?
We sing and we love to dance. That's the majority of it. We'll come up with songs, but it's not like with humans where you have them played on a radio and you make money off of it. Because of money, it's gone this whole new route. For us, it's just everybody knows this one song. We have an endless amount of songs, but everyone knows them and no one makes money off of them. It's hard to
That's funny.
explain.
Well, you don't even need it anymore. You just get to go borrow ours. You're set.
Yes, we love human music. Oh, and it's my favorite.
What's
And
your favorite right now? What?
I still love your old, you consider them old. For me, they just came out maybe 5 years ago. Your music from your 60s and 50s.
That's right. We talked about this. I remember.
They're my favorite, and it happens so quickly. So much is coming out at the same time, and I can't keep up.
I
It's
can't keep up
overwhelming.
either. I know. I need a new song. And universe, find one that I like. Stick it in there. Do that for Sam too.
But we don't
Okay.
have fashion shows or anything like that. Although, because of our contact with humans on Earth, just the my species that's on Earth, we're starting to take on some of your characteristics, and a lot of our women are trying to create their own fashion dresses and things like that. They have a lot of fun with it.
Well, when you have visitors of your guys and they come visit, are they a little taken aback by the ones
A
that have been
bit,
here already and assimilated?
a little bit, yes. And we'll show them some of the habits or some of the culture that we picked up,
Uh huh.
because our culture, even though it is a bit different in how it's set up, it is very similar to American culture and the way our family structure is.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes our people will come in from, say, our home planet,
Mm-hmm.
and they will see some of the habits we picked up, and we're all very excited about it. They don't think it, at first they think it's a little weird, but then they get into it too.
Uh
It's,
huh.
yeah, we do this with every planet we've ever been on. We pick up some of the habits that we like.
That sounds like fun, kind of showing off. Look what these humans do.
Yes. Yes, we never celebrated birthdays or holidays. We still don't celebrate birthdays, but we like to celebrate Christmas now
And what's
and
coming up soon?
Halloween. It is going to be our first Halloween, and I'm very excited about it. I'm going to
And who's
dress up.
responsible for that? Oh yeah, what are you going to be?
I want to be, it, because humans find him so funny. And don't
Who?
laugh at me.
I'm going to.
I want to be President Nixon because there's that head you can put on, and it's so funny. And they say I'm not a crook or something like that, and it
Right, right.
makes me so happy.
You could go rob banks with that mask. Just say it. You know
Oh,
what I
I
thought
would.
you were going to say? I don't know why this popped in my head, but I was convinced that you wanted to be SpongeBob SquarePants for Halloween.
Who is that?
I have to have Heather show you. You're going to think I'm nuts. Sorry. You'll see. I love
And our
SpongeBob.
children, they want to dress
Yes.
up and be Heather for Halloween.
Oh
So
my gosh, that's cute.
we bought tons of wigs, dark-haired wigs, and we have the mothers are putting them up into ponytails like a little bun,
Her messy bun.
and it's just pajama bottoms and a shirt. It's very easy.
It is. I'm going to be Heather for Halloween too. Mark my words. That is so funny. Does she know this?
No.
That they, I said that they might want to dress up as humans for Halloween, but I didn't expect it to be Heather. Cracking me up. That's so funny. Whew. Okay. Well, I touched on it a little bit, but what is a typical day in the life of Sam?
Oh, this one's fun because it's about me.
That's right. I like those ones.
Um, well, our sleeping patterns are different. We sleep every 2 days and then we're up for 2 days. So when I wake up, I immediately, if I'm hungry, it's very rare if I'm hungry when I first wake up, I'll go snack on some seeds. I might have 2 or 3 little pinches of it and then I'm full. We don't eat a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I will check on my wife, which I believe I should just might as well say it. Heather is my wife, and it's it's the first time my people has married a human. So and it has combined our two cultures together, our two governments have really come together and gotten closer because of Heather and I being together. And my people thought I was strange at first for marrying her, and I was made fun of a lot and was frowned upon. But our elders, that's what we call them, the elder council, who are not on earth, they greatly approved of it. So now everyone does. So I check on my wife, I make
Yeah.
sure she is happy. And if she's not, I will try to fix the problem as best as I can. Usually it's mostly a emotional issue, and it's usually just something as silly as the faucet broke and now her life's falling apart. And it makes me laugh. And after I'm done checking on her, I go directly to work. Usually it's a US general that wants to change something on our contract, and no, I don't want to change anything. Most of my stress comes from them.
Mm.
And then after that, I check on my people, I check inventory, and I go explore. I sometimes will meet up with the children while they're outside
Aw.
learning. And then for us, even though time's different, we move very slowly throughout our day. We don't get a whole bunch done. It's because we can't multitask. We have
Oh,
to do
that's
one
right.
thing
You
at
could
a
do like
time.
one. That's trippy. Talk about that a little bit.
We find it very intimidating that humans can multitask. You can go up to four different things at the same time, and we can't. And we have to focus on one thing. And if you even so much as talk to us while we're focusing, it'll completely divert us from the current task we're working on. We're very quiet people, so we don't talk to each other very often. It's mostly emotional communication.
Huh.
And also, we're not highly intuitive like humans are. Humans can tell when an animal is about to attack or when an animal is safe to pet. We don't have any of that reference. So we're scared of all animals because we can't predict them at all, not even a little bit.
Mm.
And anyway, my day, then I might eat lunch or dinner, lunch, dinner, or combined. We eat maybe once or twice a day.
Okay.
And usually the lunch dinner is what we call it, is much bigger, but it's still not even compared to your sizes, your
I
serving sizes.
know.
It's for us, it's a
Especially
handful.
Americans.
Yes, it's just a handful of food, like a small bowl of, let's call it salad, or a
Okay.
soup, or a small half of soup and salad. And then after that, that's it. Then our children eat a lot more. They probably eat as much as humans do while they're growing.
Mm.
And after that, I check on Heather again. Usually she'll call me
Yeah.
throughout the day, so then I have to stop everything I'm doing. And not that I don't mean that in a rude way.
You're very sweet and attentive.
Of course,
Because you know she.
that's how we are. That's my family. Why wouldn't I be attentive?
We're, I'm going to ask some more questions, but I'm just putting right here that we got to revisit you and Heather in like an entire thing because people are going to want to know, and I'm not going to start something I can't finish right now. Because
Mm-hmm.
Sam, it's fascinating. So we'll have to have a talk about
And
that.
before I forget,
Yes.
my people don't want to be called the tall whites anymore. We
Right.
never liked that coined term. Well, at first, we found it funny because it was, for humans who are highly creative, it wasn't very creative at all.
Wasn't, huh?
And Heather wanted us to come up with a name, and we did as a community. And it wasn't just the ones on Earth, it was the entire whole of our people that came
Okay.
up. We want to be called the Sarsahr from now on.
Sarsahr.
Yes.
And you had to invent a word that we could say.
Yes.
So thank you. No chirps and
We call
purrs.
ourselves something different that we've had the name for
Right.
forever, but you wouldn't be able to pronounce it. So we came up
Right.
with a human
Can
name.
I ask? I mean, is there like some symbolism behind it? Is it
Yes, it
rock? What does
sounds
it mean?
similar to our star name,
Okay.
our star that we have given. Um,
Okay. So that
yes.
would be the human English American
We were
interpretation of what
hoping,
your star sounds
we're
like.
hoping that eventually when you find the star, you will name it the Sarsar.
I'm on that. I'll make sure it happens. Making promises I can't keep.
Do not do that. We take promises very
Oh, that's
seriously.
right, you do. Well, I don't promise. I promise to try.
That you can do.
Okay. If I have any influence, I will use it. Okay, let me see. Do you have spiritual teachers the way we do, like Jesus or Buddha?
Oh, not like to that level. But we do have teachers, people who like to study the beyond. We
Okay.
don't worship them and we don't consider them better than us. They just carry information no different than a scientist would.
Okay. I like that. I really do.
We don't attend
Um,
ceremonies. We're not ritualistic, really. We don't have a religion. It's just one. We're all just one. She is hungry.
I think I heard that. Just kidding. You may have been in the other room.
It's such an interesting feeling.
Hunger doesn't feel good. It kind of hurts.
Your stomach is located somewhere else than in my body, and right now the stomach's like right here. Ours is much lower.
Huh.
It's such an odd feeling. It's interesting.
What do you wish she could eat right now?
I wish she would eat something that doesn't have meat in it.
I'll tell her. No hot cheese Cheeto fries and salt and vinegar chips.
Her
No.
eating habits are terrible. Continue. Humans will eat anything.
I know, eat food that's not even food. We got to stop that. Okay. Um, how do you communicate? Do you got cell phones? He's laughing. Sorry.
You're funny. No.
Thanks.
We communicate emotionally. We're constantly connected. We have no need for that. It's very
That was
fun.
so funny. You're funny. That was funny.
I'm funny. What am I funny about?
Because you just got such a kick out of that.
Your questions are quite entertaining.
I bet, huh? I was enjoying when the women were asking me questions. The other day, Heather and I just had an informal visit, and a bunch of Sarsahr women came in, and they were asking me about being pregnant and nursing, and they were just fascinated by it. It was really neat. So I could appreciate being, on that side that you're on. Okay. Where do you get your food? At the grocery store? Sorry.
Yes. We walk in through the store just every day, shopping for food, just like you do.
Over to the Walmart Supercenter.
Right? We love Walmart.
Probably. The Walmartians.
No. We grow our own food and we don't buy anything. Oh, no. That's a lie. We do buy food from your restaurant sometimes. We have a boy who loves your human food and he is quite chubby.
Oh, see?
And completely unhealthy, but he's in love with it. At first, when he was younger, it was very cute because he was chubby. Now that he's older, it's not so cute anymore.
It's not so cute anymore.
But he loves pancakes and syrup. And it happened because a human fed him pancakes with syrup. And
that was the end.
That was the end of it for him. And he'll eat chips, not the potato chips. It's this type of more of a weedy type of chip. I don't know.
Sun chips. God, if I guessed that,
I don't know what that is, but perhaps you would know better than I would.
I don't know.
And he doesn't eat meat. We don't eat meat. We don't eat anything that comes from an animal. Well, I learned recently that there's eggs and pancakes when you make them. So perhaps he's had eggs, but no, we don't. He's much more beefy. But because of he's much more beefy, he's less fragile than our people are. He doesn't break bones as easily. So that is a plus.
More insulation.
Mm-hmm. More insulation.
He'll stay warm too and go up to the mountain. That's so interesting. How is he? How old is he now? Like in a human year?
Perhaps around 12 or 13.
Okay.
He wants to study human culture more, and I think it's just because he wants to eat their food.
You're on to him. You got his number.
I am
If
onto
you
him.
could study human nutrition, that'll cure him.
Mm. Yep.
Okay. Oh, when you put on your disguises and go around town, well, God, never mind. Listen to this question. You're so ahead of me. I'm going to laugh. Do they ever go to restaurants and eat anything since they don't eat meat and only eat plants and seeds? Just said that. And do you drink alcohol?
No, absolutely not. That is poison. Why would you intake that purposefully? I mean, I understand humans like to escape their own mind, but we don't have a need for that. We do, some of our foods can get us a natural high, which we enjoy, but it doesn't last very long and it's
Mm-hmm.
not, it doesn't hurt us. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
hurt our
Yeah,
bodies.
alcohol's bad news. Yeah, it's not so
Some of our
good.
foods, most of our foods, you can't eat because it'll cause you to hallucinate so strongly you may not survive.
Awesome. Just kidding. No, that sounds scary. A little hallucination, yes. A lot, no.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Do I think they're asking the Jetsons this question, but I'm going to ask you. Do you clean house or do you have machines that do it?
Machines.
Really? Oh, I
Yes.
want those.
Plus, we're not very dirty people. We use everything we have. We don't collect, we don't have plastic, is what I'm saying. And we
Okay.
don't throw away anything that could be used, that could be
Okay.
recycled. And
Man.
we may, we use bowls and this type, it's not as necessarily a fork, it's more of a, our utensils. We will hand wash those.
Mm-hmm.
And before we had access to the running water, before your military built our base,
Mm-hmm.
we would wash them in a long time ago when you had water in that desert. That desert
Wow.
used to not be a desert always.
Wow.
When there was actual water, we would wash them in the water because there were natives around in that area who would do the same thing. We would like to copy them. We find it fun to play human. That's what we call it.
So funny. And now we're like all friends. That's trippy. Okay. Okay. Answer this question. Do you have pets?
No, we don't have animals.
Why
Animals
not?
are dangerous.
Oh, because you're fragile.
Yes. Why would we have the pets are a human concept. No other intellectual life that we have come into contact with live among their animals on their planet and have pets.
Is that perceived as just weird or gross or
Yes, it's
sweet?
weird. And what's even weirder is we don't eat meat either, and we don't eat anything that comes from an animal because we killed all our animals on our planet. Humans don't eat animals and meat because they feel it's wrong to eat the animal and they care for the life. We think that is so odd. We don't eat meat because we think it's disgusting, not because we care for the life of the animal. It's a very
Uh-huh.
human concept.
Yeah, I'm a big carnivore. I like meat.
That
But I
is
like
fun.
pets too. I might eat my pet. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Even for me, that is rather strange. Why would you eat your family?
I'm fooling with you. I know we have different senses of humor. I'm not going to eat my pet, I promise.
I would hope not.
So sorry. Okay. Do you guys practice astrology?
Which one's that one? It's
That's like horoscopes, and you're going to tell your day based on where the stars are aligned and when you were born.
no. We
Okay.
find that one funny. But we do study astronomy.
There you go. That's how
We
you
study
get
this.
home.
Yes, you have to study the stars. Humans forgotten how to map the stars, how to find their way through the stars.
Yeah, we got to. Have you seen Moana yet? Or
I have
navigate
seen,
with
our
their hand.
children have seen Moana.
God, I love that movie.
They love Moana.
I feel like her. That's my favorite Disney movie. Don't forget, she's not a princess. Okay. Oh, let me ask this question. I'm a little interested too. Does your people have homosexuality?
No, we don't call it that. It's just love. We don't
Oh.
have gender. The only time we ever reference to gender is when you have to, medically speaking. Say someone is
Okay.
injured, she is female, he is male. Other than that, we do not define each other by our genders. That is very human. And humans are having trouble with that because they feel they have to define themselves based on their gender. And that establishes their entire life and who they are and their identity. It does not. For us, it does not. It is rare for us to have homosexuality, but when it happens, it's not.
It's not okay.
Nobody calls it
Ostracized.
something. Nobody calls it something different. Nobody.
Okay. It's just
It's
love.
yeah.
It's
That's all it
good.
is.
That's one we really need to catch up on around here. Okay, Sam, we have run through our questions.
Really
We really did. There was a lot of
fantastic.
them. I didn't think we'd get through when we did it like within an hour. But I want to reiterate what I said before, and we're going to revisit. So you and Heather got to get your story prepared for the masses. Are you going to get in trouble? Is she going to get mad?
No, I told her. She said it was okay, unless she wasn't
Okay.
okay with it.
Well, I'm gonna leave this with I know the story, and it is like one of the most amazing and beautiful stories, and I am so.
How much time do we have?
You want to talk about it? Go.
Okay.
Talk about the wedding. Talk about everything. Go.
Okay. Well, I'll try to talk about everything. When we first met, it wasn't me who met her, it was my people. She was very loud about her interests in us, and she would constantly research about us, and we knew about it. So there were ways that we found out about it, and we decided to watch over her to make sure she would be safe to make contact with because she desperately wanted to be contacted.
Mm.
And we saw her get a tattoo of the star Arcturus on her arm, and we saw the ultimate dedication and undying love she had for us. She would defend our honor to other humans who would talk badly of us, and we could. So that's when we decided to make contact with her. We deemed her safe, and we are very choosy people. And also, I wanted to talk about that as well. The how we will make contact with other humans,
Okay.
and um, she when we made contact, at first it was just us exploring her home. She lived in Los Angeles at the time. There was a lot of people, so it was very hard to hide ourselves, but we managed. And we would explore around her apartment while she was asleep. I would watch over her on her bedside to make sure her and her human companion were asleep. And whenever she would wake up, I would put her back to sleep using our device. And I loved her dreams. I fell in love with her when I first saw her, when I walked in through her bedroom and I saw her laying there. And she was naked, by the way. And I felt I needed to say that. But her heart was so pure, and her dreams, she was always flying in her dreams, and she would be saving somebody or doing something heroic. I loved her dreams. There were such adventures. And that's how I got to know her. And I knew I would want her to remember me, even though I wasn't allowed to. I wanted her to remember something of me. So I allowed her to remember, say, my eyes or my hair. One time I actually pulled out a piece of my hair and I put it on her nightstand for when she woke up.
Did she find it?
Yes, she did. She was very excited. She lost it though, but she was very excited about it.
Take him to the party. Sorry.
And uh, then I slipped up on the job, and my sister and her daughter were in her bedroom, and she had woken up and saw them, but she was completely calm about it, and she said she would close her eyes and allow them to leave, and she promised not to move, and she kept that promise. She did not move a muscle, not until well into the morning when we had long gone. And she was scared to get out of her bed because she was afraid of breaking the promise. And that was just it right there. She kept her word. A lot of times humans break their promises. And that's why it's so hard for us to trust them. She didn't. And she tried so hard to keep it. And after that, I wanted to show my love for her. So it was four of us. It was all men. They were my friends, and they helped me take her from her bed, and she showed us around her apartment. And then we went down to where her car was, and I wrote on her car in the
Right.
dust.
Right.
And it was a message of my name and my love for her. Of course, she didn't understand our language, but it was still that proof for her. It was more than anything. That's what I wanted to give her, was the definite proof that this is all real and I exist. And after that, I talked with my people and told them how I felt about her. So my sister was very accepting of it. And we planned with my friends and my sister and her daughter, we would go to her house again and we would allow her to wake up and see us. And so she came out into the living room. And when I saw her, I wanted her to know definitely how I felt. So I went to her, got down on one knee, and I told her, we've been watching you for several weeks, and I have come to fall in love with you. And she just looked at everybody, and then she looked at me, and then she looked back at her bedroom at Josh, and she said, but I have my human. And I thought it was the oddest thing she could have said. I have my human.
I have my human.
And she said she was extremely flattered, and I knew in her heart she wanted to say she loved me back. But she is so loyal that she refused to say the words. And I knew how she truly felt, and I got up and I said, I understand, and I left. That night she named me Sam because she wouldn't be able to pronounce my real name. And after that, that's how everything started. We would continually take her. We started taking her on our spacecrafts, allowing her to remember being on our spacecrafts, which is a huge trust for us to remember. And after that, the ceremony happened. We don't spend a whole lot of time dating. That's such a human thing for us.
Right.
I knew I wanted to marry her. She said no to me the first time I asked her, and because she's so loyal to Josh. So then I came up with a compromise and said I would allow you to live your normal human life, and no one will find out about us unless you want them to, and you can still marry Josh or any other human for that matter if you wish to. So that's what we did. Our ceremony, at first we invited her to dinner. It was my family, my entire extended family as well. We ate and we brought her bread because we knew that's what she liked. She loves bread. So we brought her
That's my girl.
a big old bowl of bread rolls. She tried our food and she was very nice about it, but she didn't like it. And she ate bread and she ate some of our mushroom pudding that we give our children. And after that, my sister and a couple of other Sarsahr women dressed her, and they had human wedding dresses picked out that they had found and that they had collected over the years. And she wanted to wear our traditional wedding dress. And that warmed my heart when I saw her walk in wearing our traditional dress rather than a human dress. That meant so much to me. And the two United States generals were there at our wedding, along with three humans and my immediate family. Our ambassador was there, and the man who does the actual ceremony was there. And we signed an actual piece of paper with our names, which is the marriage certificates. It was the United States generals wanted that. They wanted the paperwork. They're very, I don't know what it is about paper. You love it so much. You must have everything on paper. So they
Your health
wanted
benefits.
Yes, they wanted the piece of paper, and it's only kept in a only on a need to know basis. Only those that need to know about it and can have access to this certificate. And we promised her a regular human life. She can marry whomever she would like, but she has to promise that she would give me at least one offspring. And after that, we broke from the public area and we went to the private ceremony where it's just me and her and one of our spiritual leaders. And we have these shells from our home planet that have been shipped over many years ago. But we put in pure water. It's water from Earth, but we've purified it because your water is kind of dirty. And what you do is you put your hands in the shell with the water and let your hands soak in order to clean it. That is getting rid of any kind of past ill feelings or emotions, feelings, same thing, but memories, and cleansing yourself for this new part of your life, this new transition. And then after that, you hold your partner's hands and you connect your foreheads. Connecting foreheads is very important because that is where our third eye is connected as well. So you're connecting your third eye. That is allowing our spiritual selves to connect. And you make eye contact. And after that, the spiritual leader will have you bring out your left hand with your finger pointed up, and he'll prick your finger. And you will push your fingers together. We'll hold hands like this. And again, we'll connect foreheads, and he will do a special cleansing around us that bonds us. And it's a special kind of golden ring of light that he brings around us that you can only find on our planet. It's from one of our plants. And after that, he uses, we used to use a special plant from our planet for this, but I mean, we can use sage. We use your sage from Earth for it, and we circle it around you. After that, we bring one of the shells, and it's a much bigger shell, and it's filled with the water, and we both put our hands in the same shell. And our blood will circulate easily around the clear water and make it more red. And it's, Heather jokingly called it a blood oath. We're now blood buddies.
Right.
And but the act of the blood connecting makes us physically bonded as well for life. After that, that's the end of the ceremony. And you can, right after the ceremony, Heather asked if we would consummate the marriage. And
You bet she wants to know.
And I said, well, if you're ready. She was not. So we did not that night. But that was our marriage ceremony. And at first, my mother didn't agree with it. She didn't like it. But she saw how happy Heather made me. So then she accepted. My people weren't happy at first. Some were very happy and welcoming of the entire union. That's what we call marriage. We call it a union. And some were questionable about it, and then others hated it completely. But now everyone's very welcoming of it, and they love it.
God, that's so awesome.
And it's hard for the humans to believe. I'm noticing, and that's completely up to them to believe. I know who my wife is, at least. I don't need anyone else's approval for it.
I believe you.
Thank you.
So, something you said about your ceremony that was very interesting to me. I want you to toss in that you had other galactic species coming to see this amazing novelty, spectacle, special moment.
Just my people, and then humans, and then other humans, not anything else.
I misunderstood then, but let me ask the other really beautiful thing that seems to have taken on a new twist, and that is that Heather doesn't have the longevity that you do. So you selflessly said that life just isn't worth living without Heather, and I'm ready to go when she goes. But now there seems to be another plan in play.
Mm-hmm. So you have what you call walk-ins, the walk-in souls who will come in and the other soul who was originally in that body would leave, but it's not, they're forced out. They gladly left.
Right.
We have that in place. We want
Yeah.
her to be a walk-in, but for a Sarsahr rather than a walk-in human. Because we have
Right.
those same things. We have those same circumstances that happened to us as well.
So you guys found this beautiful loophole that when her Heather body dies, she'll come back and you guys can be a traditional Sarsar family.
Hmm. I'm very happy. I'm very excited for it.
That is
And
brilliant.
and also, before we end this, a lot of humans want to make contact with us. And I have put together a team of volunteers, mostly male soldiers, who are very excited about the chubby little 12-year-old boy is part of it, of his apprenticeship.
Come have
And
a snack.
yes, if we leave out food for him, he'll eat it. And we won't be showing up physically just yet. We will be there through astral, the best way I could phrase it, to watch over you. We may contact you in other ways. Because there's such a high demand now of humans wanting to contact us, it'll be very difficult for us to meet every single one of you physically. Also, our elder council won't allow us to meet anyone physically unless we have to go through a lot of, not paperwork, but a lot of,
Precautions,
yes,
like.
there's a lot of, we'd have to get it approved.
I'm
It took months to approve for Heather. And
I'm in the middle of the approval process.
yes. And it takes a while, and it's just easier to do it through astral. So we may not come to you physically, but we don't want you to think as though you're not worthy enough for physicality visits. It's much harder for us to get there physically. It's just easier to be able to accommodate everybody through astral.
When Avery also said yesterday, if I understand it right, that for you guys, astral is just as effective as physical. It's not. It's just a different variety of it. It's not less or
Right.
more. It's just different.
It's just different. We humans, they a lot of the times you do go in astral in your sleep, but then you'll forget about it. For us, we
Right.
don't, and we don't have to be asleep. Um, our bodies can just move through the different densities,
Uh-huh.
and we're just one step up from you. So eventually, humans are so close to being at this level as well,
Right.
and a lot of you already are. And I don't think it's that special. Humans think it's really great, but we're
It's
not.
new for us. It's new and exciting.
And we can manipulate your objects in your physical world when we're in astral because we're only just one step up. It's not a lot of work for us.
So what do these people do? That they just set intentions and invite, and how do they go about starting
That's
this?
the thing I'm trying to work out. We do feel the intention.
Okay.
So we're having a special the volunteers. We also have others who don't want to meet with the humans because they don't feel very comfortable with it yet. But they are part of the I call it a task force of people that are there to feel the intention of the human that wants to make contact,
Okay.
and then they will let us know. And that's how we've organized it. We're still organizing it, and we're having more volunteers come in from other planets. And they're coming in
Wow.
next full moon. So we're going to have a lot of volunteers for this. And this is something my people have been wanting to do for a while. And we have permission from the United States government for this as well. Because from the beginning, we wanted them to make us known to your public, but they didn't want us to. And we're in no position to intercede on anything that your government does. That's not what we came here for. We're not here to
Right.
force ourselves.
Right.
So if your government that's yours feels you're not ready, we really have no say. And where was I going with it? So once we had that permission from your generals and from our higher council, it's now just an all go, and we want to live among you without having to hide. We do that with the other natives on the other planets, and we
Yeah.
want to be able to do this with humans. So we go at the natives' speed, we go at their
Right.
comfort.
All
So we've
right.
just been waiting And your government does have a plan to have us being shown to the public. It's kind of a staged event, but and I believe we've spoken about this already
A little bit.
before. So this will be more of getting humans ready, and we want them to get used to us and our culture and our community, because the more you understand us and know about us, the less fear there will be.
So here we are starting it. Here we are
Yes.
starting it. That's so awesome. Wow. I feel really special to be part of this. I really do. A little blown away by it. Sam, I better wrap us up.
Okay.
Thank you for sharing that story of you and Heather. Love that story so much. And thank you for answering all the questions that you answered and just everything, this budding friendship and everything. So thank you. I'm
You're
going to talk to
welcome.
you again soon, all right? I have a whole another batch of questions for you.
Okay.
All right. See you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
I forget I have my makeup on from
Do
last
you?
night.
Oh, right. That's yes. The only time you're going to have it on is when it's left over from yesterday. Oh, that was good. How you feeling?
I'm tired. I'm
Yeah, you
tired.
always come out kind of just whoosh, and then you bounce back pretty quickly. You're
I
hungry too. Just to let
I
you know you're
am.
hungry.
I am hungry.
No meat, okay?
I'll eat whatever I fucking want.
You can't tell her what to do.
No, you can't. No.
All right, we went for a long time,
That's what
so
she
I'm gonna.
said.
Fuck, I love you. All right, I'm gonna let you go. I got to get ready for God in a half an hour. Already? Damn. It's 4:20 somewhere. It's 4:20 here right now.
It's 2:20.
Okay, Heather, I love you, and watch this. He
Okay.
dished it all.
Oh,
It's
shit.
all disclosed. Everybody knows everything now.
Huh. I don't know how I feel
Yeah,
about that.
I know. But at
We'll
least
see.
it was at the end, so you can cut it
Yeah,
off if you
yeah. So
want
you
to.
could just maybe he did that on purpose.
Maybe. Because I said we're going to come back to it. He's like, no, I'll just tell you right now. I said, all right, go for it. It's a
Oh.
beautiful story that I sat there and just cried the whole time. Surprise. All right, Heather. I'm going to talk to you later, okay? You did good. All
Thank you.
right. I love you.
Love you too.
Talk to you later.
Right.